a strong message around the world. Marcus Rashford there with the right fist raised. It means so much to the players for England and around the world. Off we go in the second of the FA Cup semi-finals this season for the right to play Arsenal here again at the start of August. Willian for Chelsea, a little touch looking for Reece James, and it was had too much power on it, so away and out of play for a throw into Manchester United, which was taken by Brandon Williams. They had to see yesterday whether or not he could see properly out of his injured eye. I think it's the left, and he's okay to play. Now here's Bruno Fernandes looking to find Rashford. He's operating on the left-hand side. Caballero's come a long way out of goal and had to head it away.
Well, I think probably Rashford and James are going to play as a front two, and Fernandes is going to play just in behind them. And as for their back three, Bailly's going to be on the right-hand side, Maguire in the middle, Lindelof on the left.
Now, earlier on in the run at Tranmere, it was Maguire who played on the left-hand side. They worked really well that day and rattled in 6 goals. Here's Maguire, whose goal late on won the quarter-final game at Carrow Road, Norwich. Manchester United made hard work of it in the end. By injury ravaged season for him, of course. It's only one league start in 2020. He was out for a long while following a knee operation in February of last year. Fred, who's had a decent spell in the Cup. This is his 4th start in this run. Matic, who of course was a Chelsea player and 2 stints at the club. He was on the bench when they won this competition a decade ago. Here he is. He looks for young Williams again. He's not missed a game in this run.
Although Rashford is playing up front with James, he's going to drift out to this left-hand side in front of Brandon Williams with that black eye, as you can see.
Real shiner, isn't it? But they didn't really have any option but to play. Luke Shaw is missing through injury. Touch here for Caballero. Awkward there. Kovacic was being patrolled quite diligently by Bruno Fernandes. Rudiger clears away. I thought that he might have been just edged off it there. Going with Olivier Giroud in these post-lockdown games. Tammy Abraham started the season very well. Had an injury and hasn't really hit the ground running since the restart.
Well, the problem with playing Giroud up front, he's not going to run in behind, so he's got to be good with his back to goal. He's got to win his fair share of headers when they come up against each other, him and Maguire. All right, Bailly.
We were giggling about his performance in the warm-up, weren't we, Giroud? He's not a sprinter.
He didn't overexert himself in the warm-up, it has to be said.
Rudiger with a big diagonal. Look how high Manchester United will have to deal with the Reece James, playing very high for Chelsea on their right-hand side.
And that's the advantage of having Azpilicueta as the right-sided centre-half, because he can get out and play as a full-back. He's happy there. He's happy being the 3rd centre-half. Such a good player for Chelsea.
Giroud got a little bit lucky with the bounce. Here's Rudiger. Marcus Alonso. Right at left back. Emerson played in the last round at Leicester City. It was a tight game. Goal won it. Willian. Had the harder run, I would suggest. Chelsea to get this far. Leicester in the last round. Ross Barkley's goal took them through, and before that it was Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. Started the run with Nottingham Forest and then Hull. There's Bruno Fernandes. Flag stayed down. So United look for James, who started the season like an express train after the move from Swansea, Daniel James. But I think the rigours of a long campaign at this level caught up with him.
Although he was given offside, that would have been a very tight decision. looked to be a good run. We're right in line with where he made his run. And Chelsea didn't see it. They were very flat as a back three. It should give him some encouragement.
Michael Oliver is the VAR in Stockley Park across London. Manchester United started their run with a draw at Wolves and then won the replay 1-0. They beat Tranmere away handsomely, Derby away handsomely, and then that tricky quarter-final as it turned out in the end, went to extra time against Norwich. And run by Giroud, should be covered there by Lindelof, and is. Fred turning away from Alonso, who fouled him.
Good play from Fred, because he was under a lot of pressure there when he's back to goal. Two players closing him down, skipped away from Giroud, skipped away from Alonso.
Hasn't started since the game at Carrow Road, Fred. So probably, though, his best season at Manchester United, having joined in the summer of 2018. Was very disappointing in his first. Bite. Under pressure from Jorginho. And Fred. Jorginho will be next season is anyone's guess. He's linked with a return move to Italy. I'm happy that he hasn't been in the starting lineup enough recently. Actually started the last two, but that's because N'Golo Kante's been out injured.
Marcus Rashford has been disappointed on a couple of occasions, so would he have been. When Matic got turned on the ball, Rashford had made a great run in behind Azpilicueta. The ball should have been played. He silenced some of his critics, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
The treble-winning team in 1990 they beat Newcastle here in the FA Cup Final. He came on for the last 6 minutes, 5 minutes, years later when they beat Millwall. I just got the clip there. I lost a boot. On Mason Mount. I don't think Chelsea would have perhaps wanted to play him 45 times this season. Mason Mount, he's only 21.
It wasn't a good challenge for him. Late on Eric Bailly. Just watching the way Chelsea are closing down Eric Bailly. They think he's the player that they might be able to catch on the ball when United are playing out from the back.
A resurgent Manchester United, it has been in terrific form. That's a 19-game unbeaten run, which they've scored 50 goals and conceded just 8. Away there by Zuma and Fernandez. James Ryan, Rashford's in the middle. It was a decent header away. Caballero looks long for Giroud, will give the miss of course. Tussling there. Was strong enough, and here's Lindelof. And back to him. Good ball, wasn't it, by Rashford? That's for James again. Plenty of blue shirts hovering back there. And that was foul.
Well, I think James was looking for Mbazaka out on the right-hand side, and Fred just took it off him. There's Mason Mount. He's playing on the left-hand side of. It's a front three for Chelsea. Willian on the right, Giroud through the middle. Mason Mount slightly to the left.
Today, Manchester United actually guaranteed 4 more games at least because they had the handsome lead against Ask of Linz in the Europa League, a round of 16. The second leg is still to be played. And here's James. Alonso very advanced on that Chelsea left. Back to Rudiger. And the team that beat Manchester United here with the Eden Hazard penalty in the final 2 years ago, Azpilicueta. He signed an extension to his contract to stay on the extra month at Chelsea. 5 clubs are currently interested in him.
Yes, go on then, win him. Close the middle, close it again.
And a big wage offer. We'll wait and see where he goes. Oh, now Mark Dean has blocked Matic off there. Manchester United won't be happy if this comes to anything. Now Reece James for Chelsea. On for goal. Punched away by De Gea. It was moving in the air.
Oh, what a strike that was from the Chelsea wing-back. De Gea plays with both fists. He's got Lots of time, really should be closed down. Lindelof should get there a lot quicker. Good save in the end from De Gea. Gets it away from the danger area. Start to dip and swerve.
Dropped after the game at Sheffield United, Reece James, when they were so disappointing in the 3-0 defeat. Bounced back from that with a 1-0 gritty victory over Norwich on Monday. It wasn't a very good game. He's back in the side now, James, and chasing off after it. Recipient of a new recent contract. Rudiger, by Alonso's future, another future clouded at Chelsea. Out Williams for Manchester United. Very consistent Azpilicueta was there. Willian, and here's Jorginho. And Mount can turn. He's got Alonso on that left-hand side. It is so weird to be in Wembley Stadium and hear the noise of the traffic outside above everything else. Azpilicueta. By Jorginho, looking for Giroud. There's no one up there with him. Stuart, had he won that ball?
Well, that's the ball that Jorginho likes to play. We've seen him play it for Tammy Abraham a couple of times to get him in behind. He doesn't even look, he just plays it round the corner. Giroud knew it was coming. Maguire knew it was coming as well and got very tight. It's a good battle between those two. Maguire is winning at the moment.
De Gea. Out there for Wan-Bissaka. English football at the moment blessed with talented young right-backs. Not particularly a good time for Wan-Bissaka to be coming through for him when he's got Trent Alexander-Arnold ahead of him in the England reckoning. He's an under-21. There's Frank Lampard. I think marks out of 10 for a first season in charge of the club will be very, very high, I would think.
He's done a very good job. Got them playing some decent football. He's brought some young players in. He's taken them out the side at the right time, probably just to protect them when they weren't playing quite so well.
Chelsea scored today. It will be the 200th goal scored by one of his clubs as a manager. Now Giroud fouled off the ball there. Martin's had a glance, might pull it back, he doesn't. Here's Jorginho and Alonso. He's picked himself up now, and the cross was blocked by Wan-Bissaka.
It was Matches that got caught on the ball, and as he was racing back, tried to knock Giroud to the ground.
12.5 minutes played. Some efforts on goal so far. Azpilicueta, approaching 400 games for the club. He's been so consistent. He's only missed 5 of their last 88 now. Zuma. Another seed gone in this competition before today was the quarter-final stage, and against Manchester United actually in 2017. Towards Giroud. It's a foul against the Chelsea man, and he's not happy with the decision.
I think we got a good early jump in there against Maguire, who was just standing underneath it. There's a lot of gesticulating, Olivier Giroud.
It's the most successful FA Cup side this century. 8 finals, 6 titles. Bruno Fernandes. Matic. Here comes Lindelof. And Williams. Dispossessed by James. In their first 88 years as a club, Chelsea played in 4 major cup finals. In the last 26 years, they played in 20 finals. As they've emerged as one of Europe's top sides. Manchester United have played in 43 major finals over the years. There's James. Space here for Azpilicueta. Giroud's in the middle to hit. Alonso's got up there with him as well. It's scooped away by Bailly. Bruno Fernandes was a little bit sluggish. Here's Willian. Azpilicueta. Good pressure here by Chelsea. Find the ball in, looking for Alonso. That's what they were looking for moments ago. He headed it over the bar. You can see what they were trying to do.
Well, whenever Azpilicueta gets the ball in those sort of areas, he's looking to bend balls in behind the defenders. It's a really good cross. Wan-Bissaka up against Alonso. Wan-Bissaka is a good defender, but he's not brilliant in the air. Alonso is good in the air, and he should really do better. That's what he can bring you from left wing back. He attacks the ball when it comes into the box. Disappointed for Frank Lampard, I would imagine.
He's an inch taller than the Manchester United defender is Marcos Alonso, who has been a regular scorer from full-back or wing-back over the years for Chelsea. And under pressure. Free kick against Mason Mount in there.
They're trying to press the ball in midfield when Manchester United are trying to play out from the back. Trying to be compact, they're trying to win the ball back. They've done it on a couple of occasions.
Are you surprised by the number of Manchester United changes for this? Are you surprised that Martial and Greenwood didn't start an FA Cup semi-final?
Very surprised. They've been in such good form. I imagine Gunnar Solskjaer's looking to bring them on at some point in the game around about the 60-minute mark so they can have an impact, but quite often it's best to start with players. So when they've got 60 minutes, they can then go for it.
Two of the great FA Cup sides, these two. Manchester United have won 15 in their last 17 semi-finals. They lost on penalties to Everton in 2009, and a couple of years later they lost against Manchester City. Bailly cut short though. Jorginho can settle himself. It's offside. A bit rudimentary, that Chelsea.
Giroud a little bit lazy coming back. Jorginho should have seen that he was offside and not played in the pass. Just struggling at the moment to get in the game, Bruno Fernandes. There's the tackle from Jorginho.
It was whipped with too much pace. And fairly deep as well to initiate a ball like that. It's giving Chelsea the throw.
Manchester United struggled playing out from the back against Southampton a couple of games ago. Kept them trying to play out from the back when Southampton were pressing them, made mistakes. Pogba got caught on the ball for Southampton's goal. Chelsea are trying to do exactly the same to them here.
2-2 draw was the only blot in Manchester United's copybook over the last, 7 games. They've been very strong since the restart. There's Jorginho. He got a whack on the back of the head there. And Rudiger. And here's Zuma. To keep it in. Yes, he did, but again Giroud showed no great hunger to attack the ball inside the penalty area. I don't think he believed it was going to stay in, Stuart.
Well, he has to believe it. It's a good ball played over the top. Alonso was always going to get there, and Giroud was jogging towards the box. It's a great opportunity for him to sprint, make himself available. And there's a player that could influence the game from the bench, Paul Pogba.
Well, he did against Norwich when they brought on a raft of talent. £320 million worth of player came off the bench at Norwich. Then went into extra time. Chelsea have got the upper hand in terms of possession. 59% so far.
Well, most of the game has been played just about in Manchester United's half. No clear-cut opportunities as such. I think Manchester United are trying to play out from the back. Too many passes, they're not getting into the front players quite quickly enough. Chelsea got the upper hand at the moment.
Kovacic. Good season for Chelsea. Jury was out on him when he first joined the club from Real Madrid, initially on loan. That move was made permanent last summer for £45 million. A really good campaign. Reece James. Willian. James again. Azpilicueta, the captain. In the air by Bailly. Kovacic to Alonso. Chelsea press again. Mount. Only one blue shirt in the penalty area. Jorginho's finally got up there in support, but they need to come back again. Alonso, Chelsea the better side so far. And Giroud might just have nudged his man. He's smiling because there wasn't much in it, but it was a foul.
Just backs into Maguire, knew exactly what he was doing. Maguire was always going to go down as soon as he felt the nudge.
Don't think centre-backs went down like that in your day, Stuart, did they?
Some did.
That's a clear foul. Azpilicueta went through the back there of young Rashford. Marcus Rashford, already a FA Cup winner, a League Cup winner, a Europa League winner. He's 22.
He does well. He knows the challenge is coming from Azpilicueta. He gets in line with the ball, so the defender can't really make the challenge.
Took that honorary doctorate the other day from the university, Marcus Rashford, for his work during the lockdown. Away from football. Now here's a chance for Mount. It's deflected away off Maguire. We have a corner.
Yeah, that was good play from Giroud. He was backing in. That was quickly onto the knockdown. You see what he was trying to do, bend it into the far corner. Well blocked in the end.
6 goals this season, Mason Mount. Willian will take the corner. Packed 6-yard area. Boom through the lot of them. James will give chase and keep it in. Jorginho sensibly done, keeping possession, and then he opened up the angle to take the return. Reece James with the cross. Giroud was just knocking away there at Maguire. Underneath that is Rudiger. And the free kick goes Chelsea's way because Rashford was backing onto him.
And he's also saying that you've got to be watching the ball rather than the player, and that's exactly why you penalised Giroud a little while ago. He did the same to Rashford there. Consistency from Mike Dean.
It's been Azpilicueta with the cross. Giroud trying to set it up for Zuma. Now here's Willian. Marcus Alonso. Danger here for Manchester United. And that's not a very good clearance. Skied by Bailly. Underneath it was Giroud again. And Zuma. Danger signs are flashing for Manchester United. That could have been a free kick. There was a foul on Fernandes. The referee's allowed it to go on. Tied it up easily by Chelsea, who started the stronger side.
I think Bruno Fernandes has got a problem. That was why Paul Pogba was warming up, because of an injury he had a little while ago. Let's hope this isn't the same one.
Let's have a look at it, Stuart.
And there's where he takes the whack. It's not the same injury. You see exactly what it was there. It's been Azpilicueta with the right boot.
And very painful as we come to the timeout. The drinks break, brought in because of the pandemic and because the players had to play so many games of football. There is a strong possibility that it will be retained next season. I think the coaches want it because they use it as a timeout, tactical timeout. But many people, many supporters, and many people in the media don't want this to continue. I think it's got every chance of continuing next season, Stuart. You a fan?
I think it slows the game down, but I can understand why the managers and the coaches want it. They can get some information across to the players. The players are quite happy with it. They get a slight break. But in this first 24 minutes, I've been disappointed with Manchester United and the tactics so far. Trying to play out from the back when it's not really been on. Chelsea have tried to press them higher up the field. They've missed a couple of opportunities, Matic in particular, to play the ball over the top, and Rashford came short and span on Azpilicueta. Chelsea have been the better side.
So strange to see Manchester United like this, given their current front foot form. You know, they've come out in games electrifying and attack, and very negative, very hesitant here on the semi-final stage.
They didn't start their last game against Crystal Palace particularly well. I think Olivier Giroud said it was one of their worst performances in recent times in that first half, and they didn't start very well against Southampton. Mainly because they've been trying to play out from the back too slowly. They almost think they can just go out and play at the moment. You've still got to earn the right to play. They haven't done that in the game so far.
And he hardly made any changes, didn't he, for a while? And I just wonder whether or not that wearied them mentally, physically. Certainly made them today. Rudiger then for Chelsea. To Giroud once again. And he's pulled down by Maguire, and he's a handful for Maguire. He's going to get himself cautioned for kicking the ball away, I would think, unless Mike Dean is in generous mood.
Really, Maguire doesn't want to make it a fight. He can outrun Olivier Giroud. I think he probably can outjump him at times. He gets too tight. And Giroud just backs in and backs in. That's exactly what he wants, the Chelsea striker. They've got a free kick in a good area here.
Listening to someone talking about Rio Ferdinand the other day, the way that centre-forwards thought he was touch-tight behind them, but then just at the last moment he elusively slipped away like a ghost and inevitably stole the ball in the end, because he never wanted to be touched, he never wanted to fight, did he? He wanted to steal the ball away. Here comes that dangerous free kick, dangerous enough. All the way through the penalty area and away for a goal kick.
Not far away from Zuma, coming round the back. Looked with a bit of pace.
He's scored since September, Kurt Zuma.
Yeah, too far away for him to have a dive at it.
Chelsea with the upper hand here so far, 0-0. They were beaten on the opening day of the season. Frank Lampard's first game in charge, 4-0 at Old Trafford. Rashford got a couple that day. Although the scoreline I thought was a little bit unfair. And that's poor by Manchester United again. Giroud into the box and eye away. Steps Zuma, they're winning every 50-50.
But when they had that drinks break, surely that was the time for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to come out and say, Chelsea are pressing high on us, we can't play it from the back, let's get out, let's play that little bit longer, let's play in behind Chelsea, turn them round, and then there'll be space for us to play. It's almost playing into Chelsea's hands at the moment.
United also won at Stamford Bridge 2-1 in the League Cup. A couple more for Rashford then, and they won at the Bridge in the League back in February, 2-0. And that man was amongst the scorers, Maguire, Matic, Williams.
So they're not expecting the ball to be played forward at the moment. Rashford wasn't ready for that. Equator was.
Only one other side has ever beaten Chelsea 4 times in a season. That was Manchester United back in 2010-2011. Looking for the 4th victory this season. Maguire. He's got plenty of time here.
Absolutely no movement in front of him whatsoever.
Had there been a crowd at Wembley today for this semi-final, I think the Manchester United fans would be very edgy at the moment in getting on the backs of their players.
So the front players should be moving and trying to create space now. And again, there is nothing on, so they're going to go square or backwards.
Fernandes, good ball in behind. He set Daniel James away, who know he's got pace. Rashford in the middle. Wan-Bissaka's up in support as well. Williams, 19-year-old Mancunian local lad. Bruno Fernandes, Bay. Looking for Fred. Back it comes Manchester United's way. This is their most sustained period of possession in the Chelsea half in the game so far. Matic. To Lindelof, Swedish international. Really played poorly in the final third by Manchester United, but they've won it back here with Daniel James. The start came in their first game when football resumed back in June the 19th away at Spurs. Fred. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Better now from Manchester United, James. And Williams. Good defensive organisation by Chelsea. Oh, great Manchester United presence in that Chelsea box is Fernandes round the corner. And free kick here.
All that pressure came from a good ball played by Bruno Fernandes for the run-in behind Chelsea's back three by James. And Kovacic with the foul on Fred gives him a great opportunity. 6 or 7 yards outside the box here.
He's got a little bit too tight there, Kovacic. He came back in the game against Norwich on Monday after missing the previous 3. A bit of rustiness there, perhaps. And Caballero's on his toes. Solskjaer's instructions, I'm not too sure whether they'd be heard by Rashford or by Bruno Fernandes. Manchester United's first real threat here in the semi-final, and we've been playing 31 minutes. Will it be Bruno Fernandes, who has 8 Manchester United goals, 23 in all for United and for Sporting this season. Rashford has 22. It's Bruno Fernandes. It was dipping and Caballero made sure by pushing it over. That's Manchester United's first effort so far.
Well, it's a decent free kick, but one that Caballero should save. Just gets both hands to it and tips it over the bar. Too straight, really, from Bruno Fernandes.
Caballero made sure. Clean sheets for him this season. His 3 FA Cup appearances. United with the corner. Fernandes. Well, it was a routine that obviously worked on. Matic came in, dummied it. Now Fred and Bissaka made that forward run. It's a misjudgment there with the crossfield ball. James couldn't cut it out. Here's Willian now leading the counter-attack for Chelsea. Down that left-hand side, he's got 2 in the middle. Giroud is in there. It's aimed too high for him though. Out comes Reece James. Pressurising Bruno Fernandes and winning it back unfairly according to Mike Dean, although it's interesting the assistant referee kept his flag down there.
Here's they give the ball away, Manchester United. Willian, as he does so well, counter-attacking at pace. This is when he's at his very best, when he's running quickly with the ball. Giroud should have just stuck out the back here, and then he starts to make a run into the danger area, back into where Manchester United players were.
Here's Mount. It wasn't a good ball there either by Manchester United. Daniel James got caught in possession, and Mount was quickly onto it. An error-strewn first 33 minutes of this FA Cup semi-final. Arsenal await the winners after a very good performance against Manchester City yesterday. It was the first surprise. We have another here because Manchester United started the favourites. Here's Williams. Back to him by Matic. Fernandes sees the run of Brandon Williams. Tucked away, danger's reached by Kurt Zuma.
Yeah, he read the dangers, got good pace.
Some decent spells since the restart. Kurt Zuma started their last 4 games. Everyone's cup of tea back there, and Rudiger and Zuma's a defensive partnership. Well, it has been criticised by many a Chelsea supporter. Here's Mount. The young players that Frank Lampard substituted at half-time in the last round against Leicester City away. Wasn't going their way, so he took off James, he took off young Gilmour, who's now out for the season, he took off Mount. There were more experienced players, one of them was Ross Barkley, and he got the goal. He wasn't afraid to make those sweeping changes. Spiliqueta. Here's Williams. It wasn't a good clearance by the Chelsea skipper. Bruno Fernandes. Now Fred. Rashford. All stolen away by Azpilicueta. Rashford stayed down. Now Willian for Chelsea. Manchester United beginning to dominate the ball. Bruno Fernandes saw Rashford make the run, but he'd gone too early and strayed offside. And here's Matic. Twice a runner-up in this competition. In his Chelsea days, I said earlier. And here's a free kick as the feet of Bruno Fernandes swept away.
Just starting to find that little bit of space in behind Chelsea's midfield. Ball played by Matic into him. Kovacic with the late challenge.
A little bit of added spice to the game in the build-up when Frank Lampard said that Manchester United players go down too easily, and he's got a case there, you know. Seemed to go down in slow motion.
He was already going down by the time the contact was made.
And not divers screamed a headline in one of the papers this morning. Manchester United fighting back against those suggestions. They have a chance here, United. Well, Rashford's already got one blistering effort against Chelsea this season. That time he hit the back of Jorginho's heels. Matic. He's got Williams available. Chelsea with all 11 back in or around their own box. Bruno Fernandes, great vision. Saw Maguire made that run, but so too did Alonso for Chelsea. And here's Willian. And Manchester United quickly pouncing on him. It's a painful one for Alonso.
Alonso did well to go and help out Willian, who was under a bit of pressure. Talking about Wan-Bissaka a little bit earlier on about his England chances. He's a brilliant 1v1 defender, great at closing people down. Probably got to work at the attacking side of the game when in possession, if he's going to try and challenge Alexander-Arnold. It's been a good signing by Manchester United, and there is the England manager.
Southgate watching on.
Yes, Marcus. Here we are. Does it come out? Does it come out? This way, DJ.
By Rudiger. Giroud tried to edge it to Mount. Does come Chelsea's way. Here's Alonso. Reece James, promising young right back at 20 years of age. Azpilicueta. The percentage cross coming off for Brandon Williams, and that's a corner kick again for Chelsea.
Yeah, Azpilicueta just was having a look to bend it in behind Manchester United's back line. Giroud may have just run offside, so it's a good job it didn't get to him.
Chelsea's third semi-final in 4 years. 11th semi-final this century. In comes the corner kick, and it's glanced away by Matic, but the Chelsea pressure is still on. Mount. That is there with him, beats him easily. And the cross was aimed in at Zuma.
Well, he does really well to get across the front of Eric Bailly. Mount did just as well out on that left-hand side, using the outside of his right boot to get the cross in. That's a bit of bravery and anticipation from Zuma. Now he gets across the front of Eric Bailly. He knows he's probably going to get a whack. Can't quite get above it.
Yard over the bar. Well, he possibly did just enough in the end, and certainly left Zuma feeling a little bit groggy.
Made up a lot of ground, Zuma, to get across the front of Eric Bailly there.
Both of them are down. Zuma already a league winner and a League Cup winner with Chelsea. Giving cause for concern as well. Played so little football over the last 18 months, Eric Bailly, the Ivorian international. Such experience on that Manchester United bench, and such a passion for the club on that bench. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, of course, European Cup hero, 368 games with 127 goals. Michael Carrick, 464 games. Mike Phelan, he played Got over 100 games for the club in all. Carrick was a very good player. Must have been a joy for centre-halves having Michael Carrick in front of you. You knew he was going to make himself available to pick up the ball in the deep positions. It'll be a real concern here for the two players who were stricken. I think they'll be both okay, and they're both back on the field of play. Here's Matic. 5 minutes left in the first half, plus stoppage time. Arsenal went the winners at the start of August. Aye. Wan-Bissaka. Very progressive right back. Wan-Bissaka loves to get forward. But, terrific, as you were saying, Stuart, in a 1v1, isn't he? He's bags of pace. And a very good debut against Liverpool last season with Crystal Palace, and got later got sent off in that game. I felt so sorry for him. Bruno Fernandes. Now Williams.
Just haven't got a focal point at the moment. Manchester United. There's a switcher play. Williams has got lots of time on the ball. People should be making runs in front of him. There's no movement whatsoever. James was out on the right-hand side. Rashford was coming short to receive the ball.
Is that because there's been a lot of talk about Mason Greenwood, a lot of talk about Rashford, but is that because the pivot up front, the focal point up front, has been Martial?
Quite a lot of teams need that focal point, and Manchester United have had that with Martial. He's been the one playing through the middle. Yes, he's rotated with Rashford at times, but when you've got a centre forward who's willing to run in behind and has become better with his back to goal, you can play that ball a little bit longer into the front. At the moment, everything's a bit too short for Manchester United.
It's been a disconnected first half.
There's another clash of heads, and this time Maguire's taken a whack. He's got a cut as well by the looks of it. Actually goes into his own player there. It's poor old Eric Bailly again.
And again, some treatment out there from the medical staff of Manchester United. Protected, strict medical procedures in these post-lockdown days.
Giroud causing problems really running in behind, but it's making the Manchester United defenders have to defend balls that are played up to him. Maguire didn't really need to challenge. He could have let Eric Bailly to deal with that.
There's the famous arch and all the building work around the new Wembley Stadium. Those flats have gone up over the years since the new ground was open. Some development in this part of North London.
It's going up very quickly at the moment.
Restaurants and bars and cinema complex. There's a university attached to Wembley now. I don't know whether or not they will need to bring on McTominay. Any question that either of these players suffered concussion in that clash of heads by stricken again, and they would have to go off.
Well, the fact that it's Eric Bailly again probably is of more concern than Harry Maguire. He's the one with the cut, mind you.
Well, Osimhen could well come on for Manchester. He's had a couple of terrible years through injuries. He went on loan to Fulham. He's hardly kicked a ball in the last 2 years. Real concern there for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who could well lose one of his centre-backs. Would he be therefore tempted to change the formation, do you think, Stuart?
I think it's the right time maybe to bring on a centre forward like Martial and just change the system. Just play with the two centre halves. They've got the fullbacks already on there. Wan-Bissaka and Williams could play as the fullbacks. Just take Eric Bailly off and change the system back to what they've been playing in recent weeks, where they've been successful.
And with the way Chelsea are playing, do they need three in the middle? Because Chelsea have only really got Giroud up there. No one's getting up there in support in that tighter area in the middle, are they?
Yeah, Mason Mount's coming off the front, so he's added being an extra midfield player, so that's why Chelsea are dominating that midfield position. They've been winning the knockdowns, they've been able to press fairly high up the field.
Well, it looks as if it will be a tactical change for Manchester United. And who has 22 goals for them this campaign is getting himself ready to come on. Has been told by Mike Dean he has to go to the touchline before he can come back on again with that bandaging. They've just wiped a little bit of bead of blood off the cheek, you'd have seen. But the bigger concern, as you were saying, is by a second knock to the head in a matter of minutes, and this doesn't look good. Five minutes of added time at least, because Bailly is still down stricken and the seconds tick on. He's not going to go any further apart, but it's a good sign, Stuart. He's up and on his feet at least. They don't need the stretcher, but he can't continue. Blood on the head, and Martial will come on for him.
Still looks a bit groggy, doesn't he? Concern from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Not allowed to stay on now if you've suffered concussion. Were you ever in a position where you had to stay on when you'd been knocked out or very nearly knocked out?
Yes, on several occasions. Always one of our fellow co-commentators, Nigel Spackman, was playing for Chelsea on the opening game of the season against Arsenal. We had a clash of heads. 1-1 the score. I can't remember anything about the game whatsoever.
Wow, just carried on playing.
I think that was in about the 10th minute.
Funny enough, I thought that was your best performance of the season.
So did I.
Well, we're into stoppage time, and Martial is on. They could throw Matic back there if they wanted an extra defender, but it looks as if they will go to a 4.
I think it's a better shape for them. James, you'd imagine, would go out to the right-hand side as a right winger. Rashford will come further out to the left. Martial will play through the middle, and Bruno Fernandes will find a little bit more space in behind him. It's the shape they've been successful with. I'm not quite sure why he wanted to change it for this game.
Well, we're not getting going again as Mike Dean across there is waiting to see and judge the condition of Eric Bailly. They've got him lying down again, and there's concern amongst those Manchester United substitutes up there, Pogba and Greenwood. Igalo also amongst the subs. They must be genuinely concerned because he's off the field of play. We've had a very lengthy delay. We'll still have the 5 minutes of stoppage time from the resumption.
He hasn't had a great deal of luck, has he, over the last couple of years, as you said, Eric Bailly.
No, and he was playing well. He was a little bit of a slow burner when he first came to the club from Villarreal, but he had the knee operation last February of 19, I should say. He's played just 8 games this season. 1 league start in the calendar year of 2019, 1 league start calendar year of 2020.
Sure, he always saw eye to eye with Jose Mourinho either, which didn't help.
We're looking on there from the stands. It was in our commentary position. Executive Vice Chairman at the football club. His team has been second best in this first half, as they look for a 21st FA Cup final. Remember 1994, people were talking about the coming club in London football, Chelsea, and their chances of beating Manchester United to announce their arrival. United won that day 4-0. Cantona with a couple, McClare and Hughes. Michael Carrick and the whole United staff, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer look really concerned here. Try and find out a little bit later on the severity of the injury, if we can, for you.
Just makes you wonder how bad the first collision was. The second one was with that man, the first one was with Zuma. Certainly he seems okay. Harry Maguire at the moment.
A long way away, but looks, yes, he's got oxygen, and they've got his head in a brace there. Neck brace. And, that's a disturbing sight, and we will wish Eric Bailly the very, very best. In the absence of any crowd, it's good to see players from both sides giving him some applause there. I think we'll have 5 minutes from now as we resume. Alonso's throw, now Willian. Crowded out. Matic. Jorginho scuttled across there. Down into the bowels of Wembley Stadium goes Eric Bailly. Good medical setup here, and if needs be, he of course could be transported to hospital. Oh, Zuma was under a bit of pressure, and maybe he kicked out then, you know, and caught the United player.
VAR can look at it if it was in the box. That's the question. Was it in the box when Martial tried to put him under pressure? It's a very tight call whether it was in the box or not.
He stayed down in that penalty area.
Zuma was the player. He let it bounce. Misunderstanding with Rudiger. What does he kick? Well, he kicks the back of Martial. Is it in the box? And that's the question.
The check has been completed and nothing has been changed, but that for me looked like a foul.
There's the ball over the top. Either Rudiger or Zuma have to deal with it. They leave it for each other. It was just outside the box. So really VAR can't make a decision on it.
He clearly thought it was a foul. And another injury problem here for Manchester United. I mean, just come on, Martial. He's holding the pit of his back there. It's not where the contact was. Probably hefty old tumble. He's been in terrific form for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with 10 goals in his last 14 games.
Beginning of the season, whenever the ball was laid into his feet with his back to goal, he didn't really have the ability to hold it up. He always wanted it played in behind the opposition, or so he could get turned and run with the ball. But he's been much better in the last few weeks with his back to goal.
He's only 24 still. Brandon Williams, teenager, youthful Manchester United side. Kovacic in front of Bissaka. Martial's back on the field of play, you can see. Here's Mount. Alonso. Spilicueta. A few players out there in his 30s. Here's another one. Willian turns 32 next month, start of August. Tightly done by Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes through the middle, cut out by Zuma. Reece James fouled Matic as he tried to win the ball back.
Really had a flow to it, has it, this first half?
Yeah, it's been staccato, hasn't it? Especially the last 10-15 minutes. Both of these teams will go on beyond the domestic season in Europe when the European football returns, although Chelsea will probably only have the one game because they're 3-0 down against Bayern in the Champions League. Bruno Fernandes, good ball forward. Sees the run of James, knows he's got pace, but Caballero was alert.
That's what Manchester United are looking for. Get the ball into Bruno Fernandes with a bit of space to get himself turned, and then runners going beyond Chelsea's back three. Almost the perfect delivery for the run of James.
Here's Reece James for Chelsea. A little bit hesitant. Giroud had made the run in the centre-forward position and looked exasperated when the cross didn't come in. And he did have support in the box there as well, because Mason Mount was right up with him. Now Azpilicueta though, Giroud at the near post. It's 1-0. Olivier Giroud on the stroke of half-time. First half stoppage time. An injury punctuated first half, a scrappy first half, but it's Chelsea who take the lead with Olivier Giroud. Lovely ball in. He gambled, got across his man and tickled it in.
Well, watch the movement from Olivier Giroud. Does really well to get across the front of the centre half, then using the outside of his left boot. Once again, it's Azpilicueta that gets forward. Willian does well just to play it in. He's onside by quite some way. And he just gets across Lindelof and pokes it in with the outside of his left boot. It's a good finish. Great awareness of where to make the run. Lindelof should do a lot better. His positional play was poor, and maybe De Gea could have done a little bit better as well. What a good finish this is. Just about gets enough on it.
And the purple patch of Olivier Giroud continues, his 6th goal in his last 7 starts, and he's got a terrific scoring record in the FA Cup, you know. This is his 30th game in the competition and his 16th goal, a competition he's won on 4 occasions. A splendid autumn to his career. An extended deal at Chelsea. He's also the 3rd highest scorer ever at France international level. He's had his detractors over the years. He scored 260 club and country goals in his career.
Well, there was a period when he was playing for Arsenal that every time the ball got played into the box, you expect him to get on the end of it.
If Manchester United had a back 5 there, the 3 centre-backs, would it have made any difference?
Well, probably Maguire would have been marking him on that occasion. Lindelof and Maguire had swapped over. Now Lindelof's playing on the right-hand side of the back 2 centre-backs. And I think Maguire would have seen the run that little bit earlier. But what a good finish it was, and a run from that man there.
Terrific end to the first half for Chelsea. Wasn't the best first 45 minutes of football you'll ever see, but De Gea and Manchester United are behind here in the FA Cup semi-final. Olivier Giroud's goal gives Chelsea the 1-0 half-time lead. Dean awaits the official green light for go. And off we go in the second half. Chelsea are 45 minutes away from the FA Cup final next month and a meeting with Arsenal as they lead here by a goal to 0, with Willian poking the ball down the line, and it'll stay in play. Manchester United changing their formation to a 4 with the injury to Bailly. And here's Wan-Bissaka on the right-hand side. The first words for this second half from Stuart Robson.
Well, they've got to be on the front foot that little bit more, Manchester United, in this second half. They've got to play the ball forward that little bit quicker. They've got to get runs in behind Chelsea from Martial, from Rashford, from James. They've all got pace.
Well, it's an early mistake there by Brandon Williams. That's a gift of a ball for Mason Mount. He's attacking the United penalty. It's through De Gea. Another calamity for the Manchester United goalkeeper. Should have done better with the first. That's awful for the second. And Mason Mount strikes for Chelsea, and they take a giant stride towards the FA Cup final in these first moments of the second half.
Well, they can't really protect the goalkeeper here. It's a really poor effort from him. Yes, Mason Mount does well, makes the interception, drives forward with the ball. Manchester United, their own undoing here. Poor pass in field. Mount reads it, nobody closes him down, and it's a poor bit of goalkeeping from David De Gea. Maybe should have done better with the first. Should make an easy stop here for the second. They're in big trouble, Manchester United.
Awful goalkeeping from David De Gea, who has been criticised this season. And Frank Lampard's team here have a 2-goal buffer. De Gea brought back into the side. He's not been the cup goalkeeper. Sergio Romero has played so far in this run to Wembley in the semi-final and has kept 9 clean sheets in his last 12 games in all, Romero. Here's Mount. Very good season with his 7 goals. He can certainly contender for Young Player of the Year, although I think Mason Greenwood may well get that. Confirmation of the teams, Manchester United with the changes, and a raft of them made. 5 changes in all. Chelsea made the 3, but the biggest surprise, no Pogba, no Martial, no Greenwood in the starting lineup for Manchester United. Martial's now on, of course. Here's Reece James, and goes back by Willian to Willy Caballero. Frank Lampard keeping faith with his regular cup goalkeeper and leaving Kepa out. Here's Alonso. Kovacic. And according to the bookies, it was going to be a Manchester United-Manchester City FA Cup final. For the first time, I think, but it's not the way it's panning out.
The only thing in Manchester United's favour now, being 2 goals down, it's going to force them to play with more urgency. They're going to have to get the ball forward quicker. They're going to have to close down with greater urgency. There's the usual goalkeeper, Romero, for the cup games. And David De Gea has had an absolute nightmare here.
Just completed 400 games for the club, but David De Gea, and the manager has reiterated his trust in him and how wonderfully he's performed for the club over the years. He's still a baby for goalkeepers, really. He's still in his 20s, late 20s, 29 years, but there has been some speculation that he could be replaced next season. Next at Sheffield United on loan to come back into the United fold. We'll wait to see, eh?
He's made a lot of mistakes now, David De Gea, in the last year or so. Still a brilliant goalkeeper. But those mistakes will be playing on his mind. And David De Gea himself. When will he lose confidence in his goalkeeper? He's got all the problems now. How's he going to get his team back into this game?
Jorginho. And Azpilicueta. James. They've been a pale shadow of the team that has rampaged its way through football since the resumption. And here's Mount. He's looking for Giroud. United simply haven't come out for the second half so far, Stuart.
Well, they certainly haven't. That could have been half a chance for Olivier Giroud. It's a great ball played by Alonso. Good link-up play from Giroud. Here's the cut back from Mason Mount going down the outside of Lindelof. If he'd got a better first touch, he'd have got his shot away with his left foot.
It has been a subject of social media chats throughout this campaign. Should Manchester United, when he comes back from Sheffield United, Dean Henderson, should they have him as their number 1? It's a big ask to thrust him up, although he's played very well for Sheffield United this season, to thrust him into the limelight as Manchester United's goalkeeper. And that pressure's not going to go away from David De Gea now. Be a big call, that, wouldn't it, though, Stuart?
Would be a big call, but he's been the number 1 in the Premier League on several occasions. He's been a great goalkeeper for Manchester United, but his form has started to slip. At some point, he may think it's best for him and the club if he moves on.
He's United for 9 years, David De Gea.
Can get a bit stale. He can need that impetus of going to a new club, maybe.
They used to call Wembley Stadium the graveyard of goalkeepers. This is a good run through from midfield. Right, Kovacic, he saw the run of Mount. Couldn't get the ball through. United now look to counter. It's a lovely pass away, and Rashford streaks forward. Touch takes it into that 6-yard area, and the shot was just wide. Lovely run though.
Well, it's taken 51 minutes for a ball to be hit over the top, for the likes of Rashford to run onto, and it was a really good ball played over the top as well. Fernandes, space down the outside of the right-sided centre-half. Azpilicueta, good first touch, gets himself into a dangerous position, but just screws his shot wide. Nobody up with him, so he's got to go for the shot himself. He's got to hit this with his laces, but you see it just comes off the inside of his left boot.
Giroud for Chelsea, who lead 2-0. He's done well. Mount. Back to him. Giroud, an awkward one though again, slightly overplayed, could have brought it down and held it. Manchester United have possession back as a consequence, and Maguire up towards to Martial. Bruno Fernandes. A little bit of space now for Brandon Williams. Rashford. Bruno Fernandes, bit of space for him. United tidy in possession, but where are they going here? Bruno Fernandes. Now Wan-Bissaka. Back to him. No great movement in the penalty area. Manchester United keeping possession, keeping the ball alive until that moment in time. Broke down on Daniel James.
That's probably where he's got to slightly improve, Daniel James, around the box.
Willian for Chelsea. Jorginho. Reece James. All Chelsea at the start of this second half. James has made the run forward. Fred didn't really press tightly enough on him. It's a Chelsea throw. You can hear Frank Lampard's voice there. Calling out our ball. You wonder what effect this will have on Manchester United's last couple of games. West Ham United at home and Leicester away in their chase for European football next season in the Champions League. Still in the Europa League, of course.
We're going to see Paul Pogba come onto the field, and Mason Greenwood. Both are waiting on the sides. He needed to make a change, and he's made it. He's going to make it in the next couple of minutes.
Which would leave him with one substitution window, plus another should we go to extra time. That looks a long way off now there, doesn't it? Here's Bruno Fernandes. A fine ball played out by a fine player to Wan-Bissaka. James. We've seen that Greenwood's waiting to come on. His time could be tight. It's a free kick here though for Manchester United. Chelsea aren't happy about this decision.
Well, he showed good pace there, Rudiger. No, Daniel James is really quick. He wasn't going to get away from Rudiger. Doesn't get a bit too tight. And he goes down fairly easily, I would say, James.
And his FA Cup semi-final is about to end with Paul Pogba coming on and Mason Greenwood coming on as well. Pogba will replace Fred in the midfield. And he's part of the team beaten here in the final in 2018. Just under 3/4 of an hour of the last round against Norwich. And off goes James to trudge around the pitch to be replaced by Greenwood. What a run he's on. Can United get back into this game here now? Fernandes with the free kick. All the way back for Wan-Bissaka. That over on the far post was Maguire, and it was an opportunity. Headed straight at Caballero.
He's trying to head it back into the far corner. Got a lot of time to pick out the right header. It's a fairly tame one in the end from Harry Maguire. Minus the headband now.
Manchester United have their 60-goal trio on the field of play. And so many of these three young players have got. Greenwood has 16, Martial and Rashford 44 between them. Matic, Rashford, Fernandes was ahead of it. It's sort of a tired pass, but only got on the end of another give and go. Chelsea tidy. And here's Kovacic, he's had a big role to play in the game. Caught in possession there by Williams unfairly. Referee right up with the play.
He gets a lot of the ball, does Williams, but he gets a bit of Kovacic as well.
And Willian for Chelsea. Reece James has gone on that overlap. Jorginho back to Willian. Manchester United statuesque Mount. Oh, nearly a third, and Manchester United ball watching at the back. So dangerous that.
Oh, a lovely cut back, a nice little lead from Olivier Giroud. Willian plays it and goes again. Good timing of the pass from Jorginho. There's a little over from Giroud. Really, Mason Mount, it's a big chance for him in at that near post. You see David De Gea going one way, the ball would have been back across him again. What a chance to finish off Manchester United.
Chelsea have won 21 of their 36 games at Wembley. Drawing 1 and losing 14. It's been a remarkable last 20 years or so for them.
Well, in the second half, after his goal, he's playing with far more confidence now, Giroud. He's holding the ball up well, he's making the right sort of runs. Now, great touch around the corner.
And he gets it back here from Mountain. He's got Willian available and James pounding up. Manchester United, 5 red shirts back there. James around the back, looking for Mount. Decent defending by Lindelof, squeezed him out. Alonso back into the middle, and this time that's a fine flying save to deny Olivier Giroud a second goal for him in the game, and a third for Chelsea. Well, he's gone some way there, Stuart, to redeeming himself.
Yeah, but it's good play from Chelsea. Timing of the run and timing of the pass again. Good defending by Lindelof just to hold Mason Mount off. But Alonso quickly gets it back in. It takes that deflection. Just slows the pace of the ball down. I think it's a save he should make. It's about whether he was going to push it out into a dangerous area, but he gets enough on it. Big stretch from De Gea.
Far shy of the hour. Chelsea lead by 2-0.
You see, they're dominating in terms of shots at goal and shots on target. They thoroughly deserve to be leading at the moment. Their game plan has been far better than that of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's.
That's last year to Manchester United on the run. They won the cup the previous year against United with the Eden Hazard penalty. He's up to Arsenal in 16-17. On the way to the final if it stays like this. Is that a foul? It's just a Manchester United throw, which means that the tackle was well timed by Cesar Azpilicueta, as it so often is. Great value, £7 million, 383 games.
Has there been a more consistent player in the Premier League over the last few years?
Twice a league champion, won the cup, League Cup, Europa League. Giroud certainly lacked that consistency that Azpilicueta has had. Harry Maguire, his 50th game of a wearying season. And Williams missed a game in the FA Cup. Pogba, sublime. Wan-Bissaka, less so. They've been well below their best, and legions of Manchester United fans, Stuart, around the world will be watching this thinking the run that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side has had, the 19-game unbeaten run, it all suggests it's a signpost that the glory days are on their way back. But this has been something of a rude awakening.
It certainly has. As I mentioned earlier, those first half displays against Southampton and Crystal Palace, just with a warning sign that they played too slowly, they were playing out from the back and there wasn't really space to play out from the back. They were giving the ball away cheaply. There wasn't that forward threat. They did it in the second half of both those games. They started this game off really poorly, and now they're finding it difficult to get any sort of rhythm.
Chelsea's last 2 games in the Premier League, tough, Liverpool away, Wolves at home, and just have that 1 point advantage over Manchester United in the chase for a top 4 place. But this will be a huge boost for them.
Many, including me, that say only going to Solskjaer, but I keep saying before the game Chelsea had 2 extra days rest, and that would take its toll on his players. It's almost giving the players an excuse to be tired, makes them feel tired.
But raced it into Rashford, his touch was off. It was a difficult ball to deal with, to be fair. That's going to be a Manchester United throw. And still full of running is Bruno Fernandes. Wan-Bissaka. Lindelof. Matic. Good ball away to Brandon Williams. Matic again. And now Paul Pogba. Greenwood. And another clash of heads.
The ball zipped into Mason Greenwood. He couldn't quite get it under control. Just gave Rudiger and Greenwood the chance to put their head on it. There's the poor first touch that goes up in the air. Rudiger thinks he can win it in the air, and he clashes into the side of Greenwood's face. It's a nasty collision, particularly, I would say, for Greenwood.
Manchester United have already lost Eric Bailly to that earlier head injury. Can't bring you any updates on that at the moment. Two massive games for United to come in the Premier League, as Giroud's goal and Mount's goal gives them a mountain to climb here.
Here's the second goal. Mason Mount strikes it, doesn't strike it, I would say, particularly well. It's a decent strike. He actually kicks a bit of the ground, and it's one that David De Gea should save. He just doesn't get his hands behind it. It's a really poor effort from the goalkeeper. You see, he just takes a bit of the turf as well, Mason Mount. That's why there wasn't great power in it. Should never be beating David De Gea from there.
We can tell you that Eric Bailly has gone to hospital. Tests on that head injury. Manchester United have this free kick now. Greenwood and Rudiger still off the field of play. Bruno Fernandes with the free kick in, and that's well defended by Reece James.
That was a decent free kick as well. Bent in behind Chelsea's back line, players attacking the ball. Maguire was going to be closer. He's usually the target for these set plays. It's being marked by Rudiger, Chelsea's best header of the ball.
Fernandes with the corner kick. Caballero, Kane didn't claim. Got a wee bit fortunate.
It was Harry Maguire that got his head on it. He's disappointed he didn't get it on target. He's had his critics, Caballero, particularly in Argentina. And his goalkeeping starts to come. Doesn't really get anything on it. Oh, big chance for Maguire.
Very poor in the World Cup, wasn't he? Was it against Croatia, I seem to remember, Caballero in World Cup 18 out in Russia. He had a nightmare a few years back in a game against Spain for Argentina when the Spanish won 6-1. There's speculation rising in Argentina that Martinez will become their next #1. Romero can't get first-team football for Manchester United. Here's De Gea.
Good closing down from Chelsea again. They're not just sitting back on this 2-0 lead. They're still trying to press Manchester United high up the field.
Maguire. Pressure on Greenwood from Willian. He's done that job well. Stop the Manchester United young fullback flying forward. still pounding on. He's 32 next month, as I was saying, and he's played an extraordinary amount of football over the last 3 seasons. This is his 179th game in that time for club and country. Staggering amount of football. Too far ahead of Brandon Williams, and Manchester United still cannot get a regular passing game going. And we'll go to the timeout drinks break with 3/4 of the game done now.
Yeah, Willian leaves to get his drinks break with a lot of congratulations in his ear from Frank Lampard, who's been pleased with his work rate. A poor game for this man, though. It's been a poor season for him, really.
Well, Willian will depart at the end of this season for Chelsea, but they already have a replacement in Ziyech, brought in from Ajax for £33 million. They've got Timo Werner signed from Leipzig for £53 million. There's talk about them buying Ben Chilwell or an Alaba or an Upamecano as they look to strengthen.
This player who they've had on their books for years, it's a youngster, Mason Mount, that's given them the 2-0 lead.
He's been at the club for 14 years. He's 21 now. He's come through the youth team ranks, as has Reece James, of course, who's in the side. And both these managers believe in youth, that's for sure. There's Greenwood out there and Rashford out there, who came through the youth team setup, and young Brandon Williams too. Spotlight very much on David De Gea. 2 errors, the second of them the bigger one. Chelsea looked for Giroud, they just left a foot in there. He was off balance, it was clumsy, nothing more than that. I guess you could call Paul Pogba a graduate of the youth team academy at Manchester United as well, although he'd actually played a little bit for Le Havre before he went to Old Trafford as a kid, and made 7 substitutes appearances before moving to Italy. You need to get him on the ball, Pogba.
So that's poor play from Manchester United. They're 2-0 down in the game. They've got a free kick. They've played along the back. They've played into midfield. And Chelsea win the ball back in United's half. Again, Matic looking back rather than forward.
Wan-Bissaka. Pogba making the run out wide. 3 ahead. Greenwood, Martial and Rashford. Here is Greenwood now. He's drawn Rudiger out, and he's played well, Rudiger. He was man of the match in the 2018 final. He's played well again today. And he's had his critics this season. He was dreadful against West Ham the other day when they lost 3-2. No movement up front for Manchester United again. Brandon Williams. Here's Matic. Lindelof. Pogba dropped his shoulder, went the other way and fouled Kovacic as he stretched.
Just desperate to win the ball back. He'd let it run across his body. It was rolling away from him. He gets a yellow card for that tackle. Paul Pogba. Got away from Jorginho, but the ball's rolling away from him, and then he goes with his studs showing, which was a dangerous challenge. I'm not sure he actually catches Kovacic. Kovacic knows it's coming and jumps out the way. Makes it look worse.
Out by Zuma. Alonso all alone up front for Chelsea. No one was there in support.
Let's see what he was looking for. David De Gea was outside his 6-yard box when he took the shot. Thought he could whack it into that near post area.
Lindelof. Back from Greenwood. More pace about this movement for Manchester United. Until then, it's a little bit dithery in the end. Pogba now to Bruno Fernandes. Williams is on that left-hand side. They've missed Luke Shaw out there today, I think. That's Paul given away again. Now it finds Kovacic. He's had an important role to play today, hasn't he, for Chelsea, Stuart?
He's played alongside Jorginho. He's become a much better defender than he was when he was at Real Madrid and Zagreb before that. And Jorginho have played well.
Passing accuracy of Chelsea a little bit better than Manchester United, who will be unhappy with an 83% passing rate.
They've got 415 passes, more than Chelsea, but they haven't been in the right sort of areas. Too much around the back and into midfield rather than hitting balls in behind Chelsea, threatening the back of Chelsea.
.18 minutes to go, plus a little bit of stoppage time. And these wonderful Wembley memories as FA Cup finalists with Chelsea. Good strong run by Kovacic. James got in behind Giroud, holding his run in the middle. It's deflected away for a corner. Good run by James, applauded there by Giroud.
Well, Giroud was pointing where he wanted the ball. It was the cutback that he was looking for on his right foot. Well played, Kovacic again. Played a little 1-2, driving forward, getting his right wing back into the game. Look at the run. He's just pointed, Olivier Giroud, wanted it played back. James could see that as well. Brandon Williams gets back and gets a block in. Still Chelsea threatening the back of Manchester United.
I'll take this corner here with Willian. Went Giroud, come off the elbow of a defender. It's a good save by De Gea again to thwart James. He stretched for it, De Gea. Wasn't a great save, it was a good save. He comes across from Alonso, it's in again! It's Rudiger and Chelsea are heading to the FA Cup Final. Manchester United 0, Chelsea 3. United simply haven't turned up at Wembley today, and Chelsea have been far too good for them. De Gea's had a nightmare, and Rudiger, who was brilliant in the 2018 final, has been superb again today and caps it off with their third goal.
Well, this is like Olivier Giroud in the first half. Makes the run across the defender. A lovely little flick with the outside of his right boot. Nothing that David De Gea can do about it this time. All played round the corner. Alonso's been good at left wing back. And he just holds off the challenge of Harry Maguire and just gets his boot to it, guides it in at that near post. It may even come off Harry Maguire. Let's have another look as it comes into the box. Who gets his boot to it? Maybe Rudiger. It's a good finish if it is.
Let's have a look at it again. Oh, it's gone off Maguire. I think from that angle.
Yep. Maguire's trying to get back in front of Rudiger. He's beaten David De Gea before he can move.
Rudiger claimed the goal, but I think it'll go down as an own goal by Harry Maguire, who knew Rudiger was there as the move was building up, Stuart. He saw him there, but never really got tight enough. It's definitely an own goal. It's been confirmed as an own goal.
I think it sums up the way we've seen Manchester United play in this game. Too slow, ponderous in possession, haven't worked hard enough defensively, haven't played with enough energy or urgency. And this is a rude awakening for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and some of these Manchester United players.
And he scored the goal in the dying seconds at Carrow Road to put them through to the last four, Harry Maguire. And that one has probably put paid to their chances of reaching the final.
I'm sure if he had his time again, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would approach the game differently. Probably stuck with the side that had done so well over the last few weeks.
Here come Chelsea looking for a fourth. Alonso has it again. He's become increasingly dangerous down the left in this final quarter of the game. Azpilicueta. This would be Manchester United's first defeat in 20 games. It would be their worst defeat of the season. They were beaten by Manchester City at home in the In the League Cup 3-1.
It's been the manner of the defeat, if it is going to be a defeat.
No end product there at all. No cohesion.
And that's the problem if you do make lots of changes and you go away from what you've been doing over the last few weeks. Sometimes, even if you're tired, if you've got a rhythm of how to play and you're playing well, you can get through it.
Chelsea will bring on fresh legs for the last 13 minutes. Tammy Abraham's going to come on. He normally comes on for Olivier Giroud, or vice versa. And Hudson-Odoi is going to come on as well, probably for Willian, who's put himself into the ground. More of a flyer, Hudson-Odoi. Lindelof. There's Matic. There's concern amongst Chelsea supporters about the lack of pace they'd have in the defensive midfield positions, but Manchester United have lacked any sort of pace in their more central positions today. They've got a chance here now to come back into it. Here's Pogba. Now Bruno Fernandes. What about the big hit? Back to Pogba. They have a fine understanding. Pogba's gone into the middle. It was all a little bit hesitant, wasn't it, as in the end it was cleared away by Reece James.
I was looking to see whether the referee or the assistant ever put his flag up, because it looked as though the first run was offside by Martial. Rashford is making way.
Wan-Bissaka going off as well. And on comes Ori Nigalo. Nice throw of dice for Manchester United. Comes the corner kick. It's a free header and a downward header and a real chance that's come and gone for Nemanja Matic, and that was an opportunity at 3-0 down in an FA Cup semi-final you've got to take.
Well, they just lost concentration there. Alonso, who was marking Matic, just lost his marker. Caught underneath the ball.
Olivier Giroud's afternoon is over.
This is where it all started for him. With the cross, the good run, the good finish. That certainly was an excellent finish by Giroud. And he led the line well, particularly in the second half.
Here comes Tammy Abraham and Callum Hudson-Odoi, who was out for such a long while with injury, the Achilles injury, and then this year he had a hamstring and he had the virus. He's come on 3 times in the last 4 games. Turns 20 this coming November. And he's won a free kick here. Good to see Timothy Fosu-Mensah on for Manchester United. Came on for Wan-Bissaka, back in football. He's had a torrid time. Here's Abraham. Neatly done, Chelsea. Abraham was going great guns until he picked up his injury just before the lockdown. Kovacic. And Alonso.
Chelsea now can keep possession. They're always looking to switch it out to this near side. Alonso's been excellent down this left-hand side at times.
Here he is, Kovacic. Trying to get it away towards Reece James, and Matic was there to block. Now Bruno Fernandes. Greenwood. Was trying to make the run, and it's again not gone Manchester United's way. Alonso. It's a decent run by Hudson-Odoi. We're into the last 10 minutes, long way into the last 10 minutes now.
Again, it was good play from Chelsea, 2 or 3 forward passes, comes out to Alonso. He's not looking to play square, he's looking to bend it in behind Manchester United for the run of Hudson-Odoi. That's been the difference between the two sides.
Manchester United have won 20 of their previous 30 semi-finals, 15 of their last 17. The time is running out on them though. One of the most disappointing performances in recent years at this stadium, if not the most disappointing. They just don't do 3-0 defeats on this ground.
Won't do their confidence a lot of good going into those last important games in the Premier League either.
First midweek televised game I was ever allowed up to stay up and watch was at this ground, and the European Cup win over Benfica. Black and white pictures. Seems they're going to make another change. Loftus-Cheek's going to come on. James has been strong for Chelsea today. And Alonso. Here's Mount. Kovacic coming into the line. Looked a bit wearied there. And he stayed down, and Matic has it for Manchester United. Pogba. For Simensa. Bruno Fernandes. Got a man over here. Team towards Martial. He'll be loving this, Willie Caballero. With his Manchester City connections, of course. Now Spilicueta. Goes Maguire. A little over 6 minutes plus stoppage time to play. Pogba. Martial. Come back to him, that's a penalty. Hudson-Odoi, a little bit clumsy. Martial went down, and it's going to be a penalty to Manchester United. A little bit too little, too late. Well, we'll wait and see. It'll breathe new life into the game, and it's a Stonewall penalty.
Certainly is. Martial doing well. He just puts his foot across the challenge. Hudson-Odoi thinks he can get to the ball. Martial just steps in front of it. Waited for the contact and went down.
And it'll be Bruno Fernandes who will take it. He has 4 goals for Manchester United from the spot this season. He'd already scored 6 from the penalty spot for Sporting. It'll be a chance to get something out of the game. Bruno Fernandes against Caballero, a stuttering run, and it's in the back of the net. So Manchester United have at least scored in this semi-final, a semi-final they will want to forget. It's Manchester United 1, Chelsea 3.
Well, he has that little stuttering run. I think he watches to see which way Caballero's weight, what his weight is on, and then just passes it into the other corner. It's a good penalty. Always felt he would score. Caballero's got a great record of saving penalties on this occasion.
Here's a penalty shootout specialist, is the goalkeeper for Chelsea today. We're going to make a change. And it's going to be Kovacic who departs. A wearied Kovacic who's had a massive role to play for them today and has played really well. And on comes Loftus-Cheek as he continues his rehabilitation from injury. We'll slot into that central midfield area. A couple of starts since the lockdown. He wasn't great against Norwich the other night, but he was out of football for a long, long time. 13 months having picked up an ACL injury. Marcus Alonso. And again, Simensa did just enough, and it's going to be a throw to Manchester United. two managers together. Contrasting moods. And Stuart was the game won and lost an hour and a quarter before kick-off when the team sheets went in.
I think he had a big part to play in it. And I think, go back to what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was saying before the game about Chelsea having 2 extra days rest, and it was unfair on his players. That put in the mind that they would be tired, and they started the game sloppily. Didn't pass it with enough pace. Nobody was making forward runs. We've seen a lot of this, Chelsea hounding Manchester United giving it away.
Through Maguire then, here's Alonso. Mount, scored the second goal.
But the selection for Manchester United seemed a strange one, to change the system, to change some of the players, and most of the players that have been so good for them in recent weeks. If you're on a run, keep that run going.
Do you play your strongest side in the big games? Always was the way. They got West Ham United up and coming in the week. West Ham all but mathematically safe. And Leicester City, the last weekend, the last day, which will settle the Champions League positions, you'd have thought. This was a huge encounter. Fosu-Mensah towards Igalo. Skied by Zuma. And here's Pogba. Chelsea centre-back pairing must have been delighted, or trio I should say, Spilicueta in alongside them, delighted when they saw the team news. Igalo gives chase and Caballero was alert.
But it's a good run from Igalo. Trying to spin in between 2 defenders for a ball over the top. I haven't seen enough of that. Alonso with his arm up, Zuma with his arm up. He is a threat, Igalo, with his movement.
Speculation that Manchester United will bring in another striker in the summer. Well, we're in the summer now, aren't we? You know what I mean? They're the close season. That's one back by Jorginho. Off goes Hudson-Odoi. Just a desperate foot out by Brandon Williams. Thwarted him and deflected it away for a goal kick.
Just couldn't get his touch across Williams. Hudson-Odoi, that's what he was looking to do, take another touch here, cross him, but it's a good tackle. That was a good tackle from the fullback.
Fullback with a big future, the England under-20 international. Giroud with a nice pack on his left shin there. Another poor ball by a Manchester United player. It was Matic. Passing simply hasn't been up to scratch today. Pogba rolled Alonso to the ground. He will be so disappointed, as will so many of you Manchester United fans around the world. And we're about to enter stoppage time. The Nixon game has Mason Mount. Most man of the match, I would think. Pedro's going to come on. 6 minutes of added time to be played, and off goes Mount to be replaced by Pedro. And if this is going to be the last big occasion we see for him in a Chelsea shirt. And a contract extension. So that he could play post-lockdown.
It depends who has been the manager or the head coach of Chelsea, how often that Pedro plays. He was a favourite under Antonio Conte. He got the nod usually instead of Willian.
Hasn't played since the quarter-final win at Leicester. He's only had 14 appearances since September. Talk about him going to Roma next season. A gaggle of clubs though will be interested in Won 2 Champions League with Barcelona, let's not forget. Done everything he could as a Barcelona player.
Another man that's had a good game, Rudiger. Good viewing for that man there. He'd have hoped his side could have got to the final. Prove to everybody that Manchester United are on the right tracks.
And the Tannoy system has just read out very proudly and very loudly to everyone here that Olivier Giroud is the official man of the match. There's a chase Hudson-Odoi with Williams. And now Maguire for Manchester United. Matic. Connors offside. Would you agree with that, Giroud, man of the match?
He affected the game, that's for sure, particularly with his goal early on, and in the second half I thought he played really well. He won his battle with Maguire, he was backing in, he was laying balls off, he was setting up other players to join in with him. Particularly in the second half, I thought he was excellent. First half, he lost a lot of challenges against Maguire, but that goal just gave him the confidence. There's been some other very good performances from the Chelsea players. I mentioned Mason Mount. Kovacic was excellent as well.
Rudiger gets it away. 3 Chelsea centre-backs have been better than the Manchester United trio that started. Injury to Bailly certainly would have, I think, had an effect, not just on the way that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's team was laid out. He had to change the formation, probably back to their better formation, as we've been saying throughout, but I think the nature of the injury, and it looked a very nasty head injury, he's gone off to hospital, would have affected the players. Here's Hudson-Odoi. James couldn't quite keep that in, but he's had a very good game for Chelsea. It's a throw. Do you think that sort of head injury would have affected them?
It may affect the players in and around it. I'd be worried about their colleague, but it shouldn't affect the team's performance. Once he's gone off and you start to concentrate on the game again, he'll be very pleased with when the 2 teams are playing with the same formation. It's up to the wing-backs to get the better of the opposition's wing-backs, and Chelsea certainly did that. You've mentioned him in commentary many times. James has been excellent down the right-hand side. Alonso down the left.
Jorginho all the way into the penalty area. He's pulled back into Pedro. Alonso's available. Also too much power and pace, and it's going to be a Manchester United throw-in.
He delivered the cross for the 3rd goal. A well whipped-in ball, which came off Maguire eventually. There's the press from Chelsea, a throw-in. Equator closing down high up the field.
Bruno Fernandes looks long. It's an opportunity for them now then. Greenwood. Martial's outside him. Pedro gave cover. And out by Jorginho. And Abraham holds it up now for Chelsea and does a good job for his team. As they wind down these seconds of stoppage time, he's done very well. And Hudson-Odoi will have a run here. Abraham up alongside him. Oh, he's done really well. Jenkins to his right. No end product. But Chelsea ending the game with a spring in their step, and Manchester United look wearied and head down and shoulders slumped, and a beaten semi-finalist team.
Great play from Tammy Abraham here. Holds off Maguire, then plays it in between 2 defenders. And Williams looking really tired. Hudson-Odoi goes past Matic with ease. He's just trying to hit it with pace into that near post area. This has been a comprehensive victory for Chelsea in all aspects of the game.
Pogba there, caught so easily in possession. Off his cheek, Hudson-Odoi will take it to that far corner and take Chelsea a couple of steps nearer a return to Wembley next month. That's given away too easily though. Couldn't hold it up. Bruno Fernandes, good challenge on him. It's a throw only for Manchester United, again denied away forward by Chelsea's pressing. Alonso was there was no great belief in the pass that it was going to reach its mark. Dean has checked his watch. Alonso. The 6 minutes of stoppage time and a lot more, but no more. And Chelsea have convincingly earned their place in the FA Cup final by dismantling Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Manchester United. Giroud and Mount and an own goal by Maguire put them on their way. But really, Stuart Robson, the team news when we heard it surprised us and had a massive effect on the game. But what else won it Chelsea's?
Well, Chelsea got their tactics right. They had more energy. They closed the ball down high up the field. They defended well all around the field. And when they were in possession, they were penetrative with their passing. They tried to get the ball forward. They then tried to make forward runs. And they played really, really well against a Manchester United team that looked tired, had a goalkeeper that made a couple of mistakes and never really looked as though they were going to get in behind Chelsea. A bad day for him, but a brilliant day for that man there.
Will it affect Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Manchester United closing in on a Champions League position?
I think it could do. I saw the games against Southampton and Crystal Palace where I didn't think they played particularly well, and they don't play exactly the same way. Try to play out from the back, but it wasn't on to play out from the back. And that was a warning sign for this game, and it could be a really difficult last couple of games for them.
Giroud, man of the match, scored the first, Mount the second, an own goal by Maguire. Rudiger thought he got the touch, and then just a consolation penalty by Bruno Fernandes. But it's Chelsea who go on to meet Arsenal in the FA Cup final next month. They've beaten Manchester United here on this Wembley Sunday night by 3-1.